If you have a story or a topic that you would like to explore with us, please get in touch using one of the links in the description. We are recording interviews now. All events depicted in this podcast are real. However, the names, locations, and some details have been changed for the privacy of those involved. Hello and welcome to Walking on Eggshells with an Emotional Vampire, a podcast that above all things is about family. Since beginning this season of the podcast, I have been searching for two unicorns to interview. The first is a guest with borderline personality disorder, and the other is a guest with narcissistic personality disorder. And while there will be debate as to if today's guest is a true narcissist, it seems clear that by their own admission, they do have several clear narcissistic traits. So I'll leave it to you to decide if I caught that second unicorn today, or just his little brother. Either way, the whole interaction started when I came across the following post on Reddit. I am a narcissist, and I despise 90% of the people. Sometimes I even become happy seeing my competitors, which is everyone literally on my same level or below, lose badly. I know that about my nature, so I control my actions in order not to be an evil person. However, I am a big-ass narcissist deep inside, and I can't help it. It's like this feeling deep inside that you want people to sit down on their knees and tell you how great and smart you are. It's also this feeling that you can't stand any wavering of disrespect. I am in a continuous fight with that part of me. Let's see what happens. I'm going to message this dude and just let him know they can come in. I don't know much about them, literally that post. But apart from that, I don't really know anything.
And has he got a story, or he's just a narcissist?
That's all I know is that post, and then I've just messaged and said, "Hey, would you be interested in doing the podcast?" And that's it. So I've got a bunch of stuff to talk about, but or to ask about, but I don't know anything about their history or anything.
Okay. So does that mean he hates all of us already?
Maybe. It's also got a really strange name. So it's Enihcam, ENHHIC. And again, it's strange.
Can you spell the name out again for me?
ENIHCAN.
It could be a she as well. That's the thing, is I still don't know if it's male or female. It's like Enihcam. Oh, this is them coming now.
Oh, excellent.
We get to learn the pronunciation of that name.
There's the music. What is that?
That's me. No, I was just setting the mood.
It's taking a while.
Yeah, okay, I'll stop the music.
No, I'm dead excited. I was like,
I'm just waiting.
Hey,
Hello.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Yeah.
Sweet. And your name, how do you pronounce that?
Enihcam.
Enihcam? Okay.
Yeah. It's very lame.
It's a cool name.
No, actually, it's very lame. I just came with it like high school or something. Yeah. So it's a very old lame nickname. Yeah, but anyway.
That's cool. I like it.
Oh, me too.
At first glance, I thought it was like Anakin, like Anakin Skywalker.
Oh no,
with an E.
It's lamer than that. It's like a machine in reverse.
Oh, that's what it is.
So yeah,
it's machine reverse.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I have no idea if you listen to the podcast at all.
I did.
You did?
A couple of episodes. Nice. Yeah, not all episodes for sure, but a couple of them. Yeah.
Sweet. All right. So I mean, we've got Ellie and Aria here, and then I'm Lucas, obviously. So we're all here.
Nice to meet you all.
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, and then so with this season, we're doing it's all interviews with people, basically, for the most part, apart from the first episode, which is about Aria when she had a guy from her work who was a sexual predator, and it turned out that he had pictures of her all over his shower that he used to masturbate to.
Oh, great.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
It was along those lines.
Damn.
That's crazy.
There's more to the story. Like, he actually dies as part of this story. Like, it's a crazy story, but yeah, so crazy.
That's a crazy thing.
Yeah.
There are a lot of crazy people out there. Yeah.
There are. Yeah. And that's, I mean, that's basically why I wanted to talk to you,
Yeah.
because so a lot of the podcast is, so I don't know how much you listen into, but we got into a lot about borderline personality disorder because at one point we thought our mum might have had that, and then we had a therapist saying no, she has more narcissistic personality disorder traits or
Mm.
narcissistic traits, and then so we sort of got into that. And the
Yeah.
issue that I've had is that everyone is sort of talking around borderline personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder, but they never actually talk to anyone who is or has those traits. Um,
Yeah.
and so I've been trying to hunt down people to come on the podcast with
Oh
either
my god.
borderline personality or narcissistic. And then
Yeah.
I saw your post,
Oh yeah, Reddit.
one of your
Yeah.
posts, yes, on Reddit. And so from your post, I guess the first question, from this is so do you believe that you are a narcissist, or do you believe that's your defining trait?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. I'm some sort of a narcissist for sure, but because it's really yeah, it's really a weird thing because I don't feel like I'm a typical narcissist because I feel like I'm a little bit more aware of my issues. So I try to program it in my mind like how to deal with the outer world, be like knowing that I'm a little bit of a narcissist, or I'm a little bit at least having a very high ego, um, and really too much of a self, maybe prioritizing or self love or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, but initially, I feel like at the beginning of my like life and social interactions in work and stuff like that. I feel like I wasn't aware back then, but at some point, I don't know when exactly, but I felt like, yeah, okay, I feel like I really prioritize myself over anybody else, and I felt like, okay, this is maybe like this is not good morally, and I feel like I need to change that, but. It's very hard to change that because inside your mind you are who you are basically, and it's really hard to change who you are. But I feel like you could have the ability to change what you do or how you act with people. Um, yeah, so that's in a nutshell the answer to your question.
Because so I've been looking into a lot of narcissistic stuff in preparation for this, but also just in general because I find it interesting. Um, and I find a lot of things that say narcissism is sort of the trait of this generation, this time. So, and
Yeah.
one of the things that I read was that it's impossible to be very successful and very wealthy without having strongly narcissistic traits.
I really have um, like a realist view of this because I feel like in actual life, in your work or whatever you do, um, like I don't know if you want to get very philosophical about this, but I don't really believe in like in a good or evil type of things. I'm really pragmatic about life, so whenever you have whenever you have the chance to improve or whenever you have the chance to win, I feel like you have to take it. Uh, to an extent, for sure, you shouldn't do something very bad to other people. But at least you have to, in my opinion, you have to take what you can take, even if it's a little bit not like aligning with your morals or it's not 100% right. And if this is narcissism, then maybe it is. If this makes sense.
So I'm not sure. I don't know that much about you yet, but I guess the question is whether you have narcissistic traits or if you have narcissistic personality disorder. So basically, narcissistic personality disorder would mean that you are having issues in your life because of your narcissistic traits.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the case or not. It sounds like you're definitely taking actions to make sure that you're well rounded. It's just you don't feel it. I guess is the way it shows for you.
Uh, at the beginning, I really had issues with my friends or my previous relationships, if you want to call it, because yeah, I was just prioritizing myself basically and just my interest, and I didn't have um, understanding or feeling of other people needs, if you want to call it like that. That was really very. I was really, I don't know. I wasn't really looking at the other person, and just feeling, yeah, okay, do you need this or do you need that, or they emotionally need this or do you need that. And I felt like I was hurting a lot of people because of this attitude, basically. But at some point, I started to be aware of that, and I worked on it, changing it, or at least changing my actions towards the thing.
I mean, this sounds like a good thing. I mean, it sounds like you felt bad because you were hurting people, and then so the reason you wanted to change was to not hurt people, right? Is that
It's this. I'm really not sure if it's because I'm feeling bad or because I'm being smart about it. Because I feel like maybe if I'm acting this way, I'm gonna end up alone, basically. So it's you really don't know if you are really taking this action from being a good person or from being a smart person. So I don't really don't know which one is accurate.
so that's the perfect. So that's kind of what I was wondering, because if we're talking about narcissism, that's the thing. Yeah, a lot of the things I read are it's fear of being alone, because that would be a negative long-term impact, and you're too smart. You think it out and you're like, okay, this isn't a good long-term goal, so I need to change myself to keep people happy.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
That's what. But
Yeah.
and it sounds like you have a lot of like inner dialogue with yourself, like back and forth, wondering if you do feel.
All the time. All the time. Yeah. All the time. Yeah. So when I was young, like in early years of college, I really had like a depression episode where basically I was uh like thinking about my life and why my social interactions is not really good, and why I'm um yeah, and just like going over a lot of things in my life, basically, and taking a lot of decisions, like I think as anybody in the early stage of his life do. But one of the things I noticed back then is like how I really act with people, and I feel like I'm acting with people to maximize my gains, basically. Just maximizing my gains, like it's really from this perspective. You could call it like being a selfish, or maybe you could call it being a narcissist. But what made me feel like, okay, maybe I'm a narcissist because I also have like a deep disrespect towards a lot of people. I really don't value a lot of people, like worthiness, maybe, or maybe if I feel like this person is not smart enough, then yeah, I really don't care. Maybe start to disrespect him or her or whatever. Yeah, and yeah, so that's why I feel like maybe it's more of a narcissist, not just being selfish.
Do you have any people that you respect or you value?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. It's very few people though. This is why I feel like it's very weird case for me, because it's not like I hate everybody or disrespect everyone. It's just um like, for example, my family, right? My parents. When I was young, I really hated my father for a lot of reasons. But as I grew older, I started to feel like, yeah, I started to understand why he was acting the way he was acting, and I started to feel a little bit of empathy towards him. Same thing for my mother. Um, yeah, so it's a very few people that I feel like, okay, these people, I really love them and I want them in my life and I want to have a healthy relationship with them. Yeah, but for really, it feels like anybody outside the circle, I really don't care. Like literally, zero caring and zero, like, yeah, zero caring, basically. Yeah.
Because it's so these things, from what I get, they're on a spectrum. So I mean, I don't think you're a sociopath or anything like that.
Or maybe I am. Hold on.
Yeah, well, yeah, you might grow into it. Maybe see what happens. Hopefully not. Well, if you do,
Yeah.
actually come back on the podcast and we'll do a true crime podcast about you.
Yeah,
It'd be fantastic.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's on a spectrum. So I don't think you necessarily, and that's the people get the idea that you say that person's a narcissist and then everything about them is narcissistic and they're mean and horrible and they have no feelings. I don't think it works like that. I think you have those people, but then you have people who have a large percentage of narcissistic traits, which you may have more than a regular person. Yeah, and then so you still feel for people,
Yeah, so I think
Yes.
maybe it's working that balance out is what you're trying to work out. I find it
Yeah.
really interesting that you think about it a lot, and it's one of those the inner dialogue you have with yourself is whether you genuinely feel something, or if you're smart and that's
Yes. So yeah, for some people, I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure that I love them. Like I love my wife, I love my father, I love my mother, I love my brother. These people are I'm 100% sure I love them. And for people I love, I really treat them very good, or at least make sure that I treat them fairly and very good.
Mhm.
But yeah, for people outside, I feel like if it's not really related to me, if this person not really related to me, I really don't can't care less. I actually sometimes I feel it. Maybe I'm looking at it this way because I feel like people related to me are some sort part of me.
Mhm.
So it's still like they are under the umbrella of being a narcissist. I don't know. Like you could look at it from different perspectives, but my moral landscape basically is people in my inner circle are treated differently from people outside my inner circle, and that's how I look at things.
Have you treated like has treating people differently got you into like trouble before, or has anyone ever said anything to you?
Um, like depends on what you mean by trouble.
Like, have you upset someone with how you've treated them?
Oh yeah, sure, 100%. 100%, yeah. So especially when I was younger, I had a lot of fights with people because they don't like how I treat them, or they feel like I'm not treating them fairly or whatever. And yeah, so yeah, I got a lot of not. I think trouble is a big word, but I had a lot of like friction with people. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
and in work also because in work I really um, I'm now I'm better politically, like better in dealing politically about it. But the first 2 years or 3 years of my work, I was really not accepting any sort of authority, basically. And I just like if I see something I don't like, or this like this boss is doing something wrong, sometimes I'd be disrespectful about it, or just like be very bold about it. If this makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Have you
does.
did you watch or have you watched Dexter? Did you watch that show?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I don't remember details. But I watched it. Yeah.
It's just funny, like it's basically he I mean he's a full sociopath serial killer, but
Hmm.
he basically wears a human suit, right? So he puts on the suit so he looks like almost like a reverse. It's like Clark Kent. He's it's like he's wearing a nerdy sort of suit, a nerdy compassionate suit, so everyone thinks of him that way. But really inside he's completely different,
Yeah.
and he's this
Yeah,
monster.
something like that. Yeah.
But he does love his family, and he wouldn't let his family get hurt.
I
Yeah.
I think that's common. So I think that's
Yeah.
actually a thing. And what you said about whether it feels like that's an extension of you, I think I've read stuff about that as well. People, uh, people with narcissistic tendencies, they feel like their family is part of them, so they're sort of a bit immune to that feeling that they have because it's almost like that would be a reflection of them, um,
Yeah.
if that is the
Yeah.
way.
It's really weird. Yeah, it's really weird, especially because I feel like I'm very like it's like a night and day difference because with my family, like my wife, my parents, and stuff like that, I'm very patient
Hmm.
and I'm very empathetic and just yeah, okay, whatever happens, happens type of thing. But with other people, I'm not really having this much patience.
I've
And
got
yeah,
an actual diagnosis. It's the narcissistic traits. I
hmm,
can read these out, and then you can tell me if it's a yes or a no, or elaborate. And then if you have 5 of these 9 traits, then it would be considered that you have narcissistic tendencies. So I don't know if you've
okay,
ever done anything like this before. Um, so the first one is grandiose sense of importance, exaggerates achievements to be recognized as superior without accomplishing achievements.
yeah, yeah, I have that for sure.
All of that? Do
No, no, no,
you?
no. So related to exaggerating achievements, this is really interesting thing because I feel like when I was younger, I was really doing that, and I don't know because I was doing that because um, so I grew up in a family. It's not really a successful family, or not really a well said family, and I really had like this desire to be better and just do something for myself, stuff like that, like as anybody else. But when I was young, very young, like maybe in the college or just early years of graduation or stuff like that, I was sometimes exaggerating my achievements to be looking better. But I felt like I became aware of this, and I just felt like this is actually not a good thing, because if you exaggerate your achievements to other people, it's gonna be hard inside your mind to know exactly if you are really good or not really good
Hmm.
after some time. And for your actual improvement as a person, you really have to be real with yourself about like how good you are. Um, but yeah, so and if you want to be real with yourself, you have to be comfortable in saying, yeah, okay, I'm good at the thing or not good at that thing. But I feel like this is different from like feeling self-importance or feeling that you're really maybe more important than who you are.
Hmm.
I still feel like that. Like since I was young, I felt like there's something important about me. But in reality, maybe you're not that important. But inside myself, I feel, yeah, I'm that important. If this makes sense.
See, I can relate to this because I put a lot of effort into being self-aware. I think it's one of the most important things a person can be is to have a good idea of how other people view them. So in that way, I think we're very similar.
Yes, yeah, yeah. It's either you self-analyze or you see it in other people also, because like I remember, actually I remember when I had this realization because I was talking with a friend of mine, and I feel like I saw this person is really real about describing himself and what is his good at and what is his bad at, and I started to say, okay, so why I'm not doing that, right? And I feel like, yeah, maybe I'm exaggerating. I know why I was exaggerating and stuff, because I was insecure. But it's hard to be secure, right? Like, yeah, if you are insecure, it's really hard to let like the world see your issues and be comfortable about it. Um, but actually, when I started thinking deeply about it, I feel like, yeah, but if I kept doing that, one of two things is gonna happen. It's either gonna believing in my exaggerated claims, right? Like, yeah, I have this, I have that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm just gonna be comfortable in a not real version of me, and this will affect like the real improvement, if you want to call it, or the real thing I'm working on, if you wanna call it. Yeah, and the other thing is, it's really, I believe it's really tiring to keep thinking of like how you're gonna be looking in front of people, and this is a lot of energy that you could just get rid of and just be like as much as you can who you are and be comfortable in that, and maybe even have high ego about it and be cocky about it, right? If that's who you are, then that's who you are. This makes sense.
Yeah, I think that totally makes sense, and
Yeah.
that seems
Yeah.
reasonable as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so number two is preoccupation with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love.
Uh, yeah, uh, y- yeah, maybe not really, because yeah, I think everybody's dreaming about like being better, right? So I'm not
Hmm.
really sure to what extent, but I feel like it's a healthy in me. It's not like this. I'm not daydreaming every day, right?
Yeah,
Um,
sure. I'm going to say that's a no. That sounds like a pretty
Yeah,
clear no.
because everyone sort of has their own
yeah,
fantasies, but
It's a
I
preoccupation is the main word there. I think.
I don't
I think
think
that's
yeah.
I'm
correct.
preoccupying anything. Yeah.
No. Number three is belief of being special and unique, and only able to be understood by or should associate with other people of high status.
That's
Um,
100% in me. 100%.
I've heard that already, so that one's a definite yes.
Yeah.
Um, so next one is requires excessive admiration.
uh, I hate to admit it, but I believe yes.
I thought, from what I know of you, I thought you were going to say I used to always require this, but then I realized that it was
I
bad for
didn't.
me, and then
Yeah,
so
yeah.
now that's what I was expecting you to say.
No, 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 no. Actually, it's still in me. Yeah. I really hate it though, like because I really hate it that you feel like you need it, but it's really strong in me, and yeah, it's hard to get rid of.
Were
Yeah.
you putting your self-worth in other people's hands, sort of?
Yes, exactly, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is sense of entitlement, unreasonable expectations of especially favorable treatment or automatic compliance with expectations.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was in the Reddit text had something that
Yes.
followed that
Yes.
one.
Exactly.
Interpersonally exploitative, takes advantage of others to achieve own goals.
Yeah. Yes, happened sometimes for sure.
Is it is this something that happens in your personal life or is this a work thing?
No, this is a work thing, and I'm really
This is a work.
yeah. And okay, so in my struggle to determine who I am as a person, and I'm a good person or a bad person, um, it's really important for my mental health to make sure I'm only doing this at work. And I know this may seem funny because if you're doing something you shouldn't be, if you shouldn't be doing something you shouldn't be doing it anywhere. But I just like
Mhm.
in my mortal landscape, it just yeah at work okay, but in personal life this is not a good thing.
The next one is lacks empathy, unwilling to recognize or identify with the feelings and needs of others.
Yeah, I said that before. Yeah, in our
Yep,
conversation.
you did say that one before. Often envious of others or believes others are envious of them.
Yeah, I gotta go with the answer of this happened really before, but I realized. Yeah, it's really a lot of energy, so I tried to really isolate myself from doing this, and um, it just like I felt like the way I dealt with it is like life and opportunities of life is really wide, and you don't need to just look at other people opportunities just to feel. Yeah, it's life is really broad, and you don't need to do that, and I get rid of that
Okay,
basically.
I got that one. Shows arrogant, haughty behaviors or attitudes.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. You tell me. Like 30 minutes into the call, but
You
yeah.
you actually come across like a person that I'm not going to say whether I know them or I've known them. A person who I've had in my life, may still have in my life. You have a very, very similar way about you, the way you're talking and describe things.
Hmm.
And I would consider that person to be uh, narcissistic is one way that I've actually described them. Um, uh, they talk in a similar way to you. A lot of the stuff you're saying is actually very similar to what they say. I don't think they're quite as self aware as you are, though. I think
Interesting.
you're if it was a if there was a path to enlightenment or something, I think you're further along the path. But I think this person, who I said I may or may not do, obviously I do still know them. They seem like they're less far along this path. But also I've seen them uh, in a less guarded sort of a way as well. So you might be different in person, or when
Yep.
your guard's down. All right. So of all of those, so you said yes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but
8 out
I
of 9.
actually think two of them I didn't. I sort of only half agreed with. I think for me it was a. But you're not supposed to judge anyone else. But my own opinion is that I'd probably knock two of those off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So you
6.
still. It still says that
Okay.
you have the
Yeah.
tendencies. Yeah.
Tendencies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you still have the next step for it, for the diagnosis. Again, this doesn't mean anything horribly bad or anything. It's not like you're a terrible person or anything like that. But the next one, the thing that changes it from narcissistic personality disorder and to just being narcissistic is whether it's negatively affecting either your work or your personal life or something.
Hmm.
And so, and I don't know if there's anything you want to talk about with that, but do you find these traits have or do have a negative effect on your life, like a consistent negative effect, not just like a one-off thing? Is it something that you're struggling with?
Yeah. Of course, I'm struggling with it because it's like always you feel okay. So it's sometimes you feel like you want to act some way, but you don't act this way, right? Because you feel like maybe this is gonna cause you trouble. So the struggle comes from here, right? Because sometimes you want to do something, but you're really being cautious about it. Yeah, let's not do this. Let's wait. let's not behave like recklessly in the things, stuff like that. But the struggle is always here, right? Because you, inside of you, you want to act in a certain way, right? Inside of you, you just want to act recklessly and not caring, basically. But this is not how things should be. Because if you did it, then you're gonna do this, and that, and yeah. So it's not really smart to do it. So the struggle is always here. If this is an answer to your question.
Yeah, but I think everybody struggles with that stuff. Like I enjoy drinking alcohol. I would love to drink alcohol every day and roll around like a drunken maniac.
Yeah.
But it would cause me no benefit. It would be negative. So I choose not to drink. So I think everyone has a bit of that stuff.
Everyone's got their vices.
Yeah, everyone struggles with something.
Yeah, I feel then maybe the answer is no, because I feel like my life now is in a good place socially, and also in work. So if we are talking about like the net outcome, so the net outcome now is bigger than before. So I don't think it's really affected me that negatively.
I've got a question. So I know, 10 minutes ago or something, you were talking about your family, and you were talking about you talked about your dad a little bit, but I think you actually said that you found yourself acting like your dad, but now you understand why. Is that what you said? Was it something along those lines?
No, I really, the worst thing that could happen to me is me feeling like I want to acting like my dad, because because my dad really is like, my dad was like a mirror in some way, where I saw, okay, this is leading to bad things, this is leading to a wrong outcome, so let's avoid this, avoid this, avoid that. And yeah, my dad basically is a person that maybe you could say I needed in my life, because he did every mistake that I should avoid in some way or another. So you look at him when you were young and you saw, oh my god, all these life lessons for free. So yeah, so I really try to avoid it. So I don't think I'm acting like my dad right now. Maybe when I was younger, maybe there was some, okay, I'm doing this mistake, I'm doing that mistake, but I was aware about it and I tried to shut it down, basically.
So it's also, so this podcast, okay, how about this one? Why did you decide that you wanted to come on this podcast? That's an interesting question, actually.
Yeah, because actually it's the same reason why I wrote this Reddit post that you found me through. Because I feel like maybe when you get the ideas out, you start to maybe have a better assessment about them, and you see if maybe this is true or not. Because okay, you cannot be sure inside your mind that what inside your mind is true or not, right? Like there's always this doubt, like maybe I'm not this, maybe I'm not that, maybe I'm this, maybe I'm that. Makes sense. So when you speak with someone and you just get these ideas out, maybe you have a better look at them, and maybe from the discussion you could have a feedback or whatever, and you see how true is that. This makes sense.
Does your wife know that you're recording this?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Does she know how you feel?
Yes. I talked with her about that stuff before.
Yeah.
Does she feel the same way?
Does she feel the same way? Like how?
Does she feel that you're right in your assessment of yourself?
Yeah, in some things. Yeah.
It's cool that you can talk about it with her, though.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, I feel like my relationship with my wife is the best one, because I really talked with her a lot about stuff, and she really listening to me, and she listened and don't judge, basically, and this is a very good thing about her.
Yeah.
It sort of keeps you grounded.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm certainly no therapist or anything, but I feel like much of what you're saying and doing seems healthy to me. It's also, so how old are you? Might I ask as well?
I'm 28 and a half, basically. Yeah.
28. Okay. Younger
So
than I thought you
young.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I also think that a lot of these traits, they're a product of youth as well. I think as you get older, you sort of, you've got all your hard edges that you sort of hammer down, and then you're gonna, I don't know, work out what it is that you actually feel and who you respect or disrespect, and maybe that's the path you're on.
Yeah, but don't you feel like people become more stubborn when they got older, not the opposite? I don't know.
They can do that. That's true as well.
Yeah.
You can find them more irritating, or you can get more set in your ways.
I feel like people when they get older, it's harder for them to change. Basically, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I've never been there, right? But yeah, I feel like from my experience with people, I feel like when they get older, it's harder for them to change.
Did you say you have a kid or have kids?
No, I don't have
No.
kids. Yeah,
Is that on the cards?
no. So I don't want to have kids. That's one of
Okay.
the yeah. Yeah, that's what
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So is that because you're worried about this stuff? Is that why you don't have kids?
Yeah, I think so. Part of it is this for sure. Yeah, I really have weird ideas, so I don't know if I want to go there, but yeah, I'm not planning to have kids basically for a lot of reasons. One of them is just for sure because, and also I don't know if I have enough time and enough energy to give attention to kids. Yeah.
That one definitely sounds narcissistic. It's like,
No, not just because. Yeah, for sure because I'm selfish. I want to have all the time, but other thing is they really need a lot of time, right? Like I don't know if you have kids for sure. You say that.
I just got a kid just recently. They do take a lot of time.
Yeah, you need to really care about them and give them time and energy. I'm not sure if I'm. Yeah, but I think it's a good thing if you know that you're not sure you are able to do it. If yeah, because I feel like some people just have kids and they're really not calculating enough. Like, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Yeah. So.
Yeah, absolutely, I definitely get that. It's so I know that in Korea has I think it's the lowest birth rate in the world. I think.
Yeah, they do 1.7, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah, it was
wow.
when I was over there. My missus was pregnant at the time. They treated her like she was famous or something. Like every time we got on a bus or something, they would be like jumping up to give her a seat.
Oh my
Because,
god.
yeah, like because there's
Wow.
all these special things they have set up for
Yeah.
pregnant women. I
Yeah,
guess to entice people to have babies.
yeah, it's really very obvious in Korea that you're gonna find more old people than you're gonna find kids.
Yeah,
Like here, it's just crazy, crazy what's
yeah.
happening.
So I guess your mindset, like this sort of thing, is not that unusual. There's probably a lot of people who have that similar feeling.
Yes, yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
I just realized too, we haven't actually mentioned that you're from Korea. So people listening, they're probably like, why the fuck are they talking about Korea here? But yes, you come from Korea, obviously.
Yeah.
Another thing that I wanted to bring up was that I read that narcissism, it's often in place to hide some deep insecurities. And the people that do have that realization that they are narcissists and need to change, otherwise they're going to end up alone, it hits them really hard and they go through a deep depression.
Yep, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that because I think we talked about like feeling insecure. That's why you try to exaggerate your achievements or what you did. But yeah, like until now, I feel like I'm really insecure about a lot of stuff. Still insecure about a lot of stuff, and yeah, so that's why maybe I don't know. Like it's really hard to understand why like you have a high ego. Maybe this is like a defense mechanism, or just you have a high ego, or where this came from, or whatever. But I'm pretty sure that I'm insecure deep inside, and that I try always to prove to myself that I really that good, or I'm really like it's always like an everyday thing. If this makes sense, like yeah, okay, I need to do this, do that, achieve this, achieve that, and there's all this doubt. And yeah, you could say this is a bad thing, but also I feel like it's maybe a good thing because this is like a fuel in you or like in your mind, like you proving to yourself that you are good is like an energy that you take, like yeah, okay, let's do this, achieve that. But the bad thing about it is whatever you do, it's not basically you don't feel anything once you achieve something. You don't feel anything about after that.
You don't feel anything after you achieve it.
Yeah, zero. Like yeah, I did this, okay, yeah.
You don't like celebrate?
Very shortly. Yeah, very shortly, and after that you feel like this has become the norm and there's like this next thing.
And until this, because the whole first part of it I thought sounds not bad. I mean, that's just having a high drive, being competitive. But
It's really exhausting.
yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
exhausting actually.
Trust me, it's really exhausting to be insecure. Let me tell you that. Like, because yeah, it's like this combination of you being insecure and you need like external admiration from the external world, and you try to prove to yourself from inside that you're really that good. So it's like a never-ending cycle. Yeah, it's really
Tiring.
exhausting.
Yeah.
Are you a high achiever?
Uh, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like maybe I'm a high achiever.
Like at work, you've got a good job. You get
Yeah,
promotions and things like that.
yes, you can say so.
So very very driven with the work side of things.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound tough that dichotomy, right, of the highly achieving but then not getting what you need when you achieve something, and then it not being enough, like trying to fill the void constantly, but it never actually gets filled up.
Yes, and I also feel like I really feel like this came from my childhood because when I was young, really growing up in the Middle East is really tough journey. Like because like my parents was really demanding, right? Like you really have to whatever you do, maybe it's not enough for them or something like that. You need to do better at school. You need to do this, do that, and be a good person and stuff like that. So maybe it came from here. I don't know. Especially that I believe my father is a narcissist. So and I feel um, like how he was actually treating me and my brother is a little bit not the good way to do it because my father really cared about like what he cared about, right? Like he wants and he really only cared about our achievements or whatever when once he felt like yeah he could see these achievements as something worthy or like he could maybe feel pride about it with other family members or stuff like that because like it's especially the Middle East the how families deal with their children is like it's like a pool of competition where yeah okay so my kid did this my kid did that and stuff like that so
Like trophies.
yeah exactly
Yeah.
and I feel like he only cared because he could use that stuff for his own like feel of pride or just talking with other people and stuff like that. So maybe this goes this part of me like yeah because the way I was treated is like this is never enough. So maybe I just like program it like I was programmed to live like this. If this makes sense.
So did you feel sort of like an object for your father rather than his son or something?
When I was young, this was never in my mind for sure. But when I got older, I feel like I say this a lot in the conversation. But when I got older, I feel like when I'm looking back about it, because actually me and brother went through a different path, right? Look, I was like the higher achiever, um, like sibling or like sorry, son, and my brother was really struggling a little bit. So I feel like my father treatment for both of us was very different like he treated me very good when I got older and my brother was not really taking this good treatment so I felt like yeah maybe there's something wrong here and he's just treating us based on achievement not really good or bad based on like yeah because we are his sons right so yeah
Yeah,
yeah exactly
meant to be unconditional.
yes it should be right
Did it cause issues between you and the brother?
no actually it's the opposite I tried to yeah because I understood this so I wanted to like talk to my brother and just make like yeah cheer him up or whatever and just tell him like yeah and help him whenever I can and stuff like that
Awesome. I mean, that's
Well, that's really good.
Yeah.
Good brother.
yeah
it's funny you talk about the Middle Eastern thing because so my wife is from Sweden, but she's actually Assyrian, so
Oh,
Middle Eastern.
that's nice
And I was just there on a holiday, and they're amazing. I mean, it was unbelievable the amount of food that they brought out, and the hospitality was incredible. But there is something about showing off the kids and showing off how well everyone's doing in your family and all that sort of thing.
yes exactly yeah this is a really Middle Eastern thing like bragging about the kids and stuff and yeah, your nephew did this, or like our friend's son did this, or stuff like that. They really like to do it. Yeah, it's it's not really healthy for sure.
Yeah, maybe not. But I think it's a thing that a lot of cultures do, though. Man, I'm listening to you, and like I do see some narcissistic stuff in there, but I don't know. You seem like you've got a really good structure put together. Like you've set yourself up in a way where I don't know, you're trying to do the right thing. So even if there is a narcissistic base there or something, I think you're still on a good path. Like I think you've set yourself up to be a good person. So
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Sorry to disappoint if I'm not like the typical narcissist here, but yeah. But actually, I read like somewhere that maybe the best narcissist is a narcissist that convinces you that he's not really a narcissist. You know, like maybe that's the plot twist of this. Yeah, but I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, but yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you for sure.
well, look, at least whatever you're doing, it seems like you're trying to do the right thing, even if it's for your wife. Like you're still trying. So I think that's a positive. And I kind of understand where you're coming from in being worried about being a narcissist, because I had this same thought about myself with the podcast. I talk about it in one of the episodes. Like, you know, is there really an issue with my parents, or am I just narcissistically dragging my sisters along and making us bring up all these issues just to prop myself up? Like, I have those fears.
Yep, exactly.
About myself.
Yeah, but actually, it may seem easy, but the struggle, like you really struggle a lot of time to like overcome this, right? Because like you went over depressive periods, and you really had to think deeply about yourself, and you really had to reflect a lot, and yeah, to fix yourself basically, or to make yourself feel better. So it was a lot of a struggle, but when you talk about it now, it may seem easy. Yeah, like I was aware of this, or I tried to change this, or whatever. But it's really big, a long journey. Like it's not over, right? Because you still have, like for example, like you still have maybe an issue because you want to be admired by people or stuff like that. It's not really good, and it's really negative energy, because you want to put something out there so you get people admiration, or if somebody didn't admire you enough or disrespected you, you feel bad, and you want to make them admire you. So it's really a lot of negative energy. But getting rid of that is not easy. This is what I want to say here, and it really requires a lot of flexibility and just struggle and thinking deeply about your issues and trying to improve yourself.
Yeah, it sounds tiring. It doesn't sound easy at all, but
Yeah.
you sound like you're working it out, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very exhausting, but everybody has his drive, right? So my drive basically was like, yeah, I don't want to be like my dad. I want to prove myself. I don't want to do the same mistakes, and because I see my dad life ended up in not a good place, I don't want to go there, right? I want to be in a better place. So yeah, everybody has his own drive, but
Your drive and my drive are quite similar. So I have a thing with my old man where I talk about him as the cautionary tale. So he's my cautionary tale. You do not want to end up where he's ended up. It's kind of like
yes,
the worst thing you could do. And this is a man who literally has ended up completely alone, living out in the middle of nowhere, doing his own dental work with no one around, no family, no friends or anything.
Yeah, actually, it's funny because it's just the same with my with my dad. Yeah, but
the dental work as well.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, maybe for sure. Yeah, but you don't want to end up there. This is your motivation. Yeah.
No, and it's Father's Day tomorrow as well. So in Australia anyway, I'm not sure if it's the same in Korea. So so it's fitting to talk about that.
Yeah.
I've got a thing that with the other interviews that I've been doing, because I've been talking to a lot of people with crazy family histories and things like that. And one of the things I ask is, from the stuff that's happened to you, do you do you believe that you have a superpower that's come from this? So yours, I guess, is do you have a superpower from being a narcissist? And if you do, what is it? What's your superpower if you have one?
I don't know. Maybe the fuel thing I talked about, like because you have this fuel inside you to keep going. But also, I think it feels good to feel inside you that you're someone important, because other maybe I feel it sucks for people, like they don't feel like, yeah, okay, I'm important, or I'm capable, or I'm not smart or whatever. So at least to have this inside you, I think this is a good start already. Like maybe this is a good like energy, or like a good stepping stone that you could do something better with yourself. I don't know.
I think that's pretty funny. It's you can have a T-shirt and say, "I'm a narcissist. I have good self-esteem," or something like that. I have high self-value.
Yeah.
At least that's something, you know.
Yeah, buy my merch. Buy my merch.
Yeah.
I don't have too much more stuff. And you were saying, you know, you're not the narcissist that we're looking for. It's actually perfect. It's kind of exactly what I was looking for. As someone who I could talk to and then get some information from, and then and eventually I can lead my way down the path to the serial killer that I'll get in one of the episodes.
Oh, really?
Jesus.
Yeah, man, and like easy to talk to, all that stuff. So definitely, I don't need to feel like there's any issues there. I've been trying to get a narcissist on here, and every time I get in touch with someone, they start messaging back, and then they start just hating me, or
They're being narcissist about it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what happens. So you might just be the perfect level of narcissism for my podcast. So that's all pretty good.
Maybe a good narcissist, bad narcissist episode, and
you
know, like
when they fight each other, that'd be a good one.
Oh, no.
Just release on each other.
I'm better than you.
Yeah.
better narcissist. Yeah.
Did Ellie or Aria? Did you have any? Was there any stuff you were interested in? Any questions that I didn't hit?
I have a couple. Just do you think that meeting your wife has sort of helped you along this journey of figuring out how to live with being a narcissist?
Yeah, actually, I believe so, because at the beginning of my relationship with my wife, like I really like it showed me that I have other, like, some issues related to that, and actually because I really love my wife, so that was also another, like, motivation to change the bad things I have in treating people, and she really made me more aware about, like, this like this like part of me that disrespect other people and not treat them really good. It's really hard to change this in you, but you try at least to act respectfully. At least act respectfully if you don't believe in it. But yeah, for sure, because I really love her, and she really a good person, and she's really listening to me, and she never judged me. I believe she always, like, listening, and she trying to help if she can. I believe she's a great person, and
Yeah, you found your perfect match.
yes, exactly, yeah. Yeah, so she really listened to me a lot at the beginning of our relationship, and she really helped me a lot. I shall say, however, that like this part of me that disrespect other people, or not really, if they are, if you don't feel that they are worthy, then you immediately disrespect them. This never disappeared, but at least I try to act, like, not in a disrespectful manner as much as I can.
Nice. Don't be an asshole.
Yes, I was really, really a big asshole. Now I'm not really a big asshole. Yeah.
Oh, baby steps.
That's
Yeah,
good.
manageable asshole.
Were you openly disrespectful? When you say disrespectful, would you be like openly disrespectful to someone?
Yeah, like mocking them, basically. If I don't feel like they are not worth my time, it's really bad stuff. If I don't really feel they're not worth my time, maybe I'm just gonna ignore them. But yeah, she really made me notice how I do that, like how I deal with people in this manner, and yeah, and I wanted to change. It's funny because at the beginning I really wanted to change because I love her and I want to be with her. Like this, like I really clicked in me that this is the person I want to be with. And so I feel like, yeah, okay, I need to change that stuff. At the beginning I was changing it for her, but through the journey I started to like like become more aware and just like change it because it's not really good
Yeah.
overall. Yeah.
That's cool. That's what you want, and you don't want to end up alone, and you found a person that's going to help you not end up alone.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
So I just looked up on ChatGPT, can a wife help a narcissist? And it seems like they can. So it says that they can help them be more self-aware, which relates exactly to what you're saying.
Yes, yes, it's this. I feel like every time I became like really aware of something I wasn't aware of before is whenever I talk with a person, and through the conversation I see myself in the conversation, so to speak. Like, yeah, okay, I'm doing this or I'm doing the opposite of this, and yeah, this is good, this is bad, or whatever.
It's like real life therapy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just
You know what? This is crazy if it's a narcissist of me that I'm using people for a real life survey.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's gonna be crazy, like
Yeah. It's like you married your wife so you didn't have to pay a therapist,
Oh my god, this is gonna be.
Yeah.
You know what? I became self-aware now. Thank you, bro.
Oh no.
All right, Ellie, do you have anything?
I did have one question I wanted to ask. I just wanted to know about like your friends and stuff. Do you maybe not so much now that you're aware of it, but maybe before, did you like choose friends that maybe looked up to you more or told you how good you are and that sort of thing? Or
Yes. Yeah, I do that actually. I'm really very selective of the people that I am friends with. Um, and yeah, it's really if I feel like if I feel like this person doesn't like respect me, or this person doesn't see me as maybe a high achiever, or doesn't see me as a whatever the status I put myself on, or whatever. I don't put this person inside my circle, and I really have friends that I know for a very long time, um, and I really trust. So yeah, it's very important for me that I could trust this person, and it's very important for me to see how this person looking at me, and if this look is not good for me, I don't really care. But like I don't be
Yeah.
friend with this person. Yeah.
That's what we found with our dad is
Yeah.
he would choose his friends or people that he helped that were like lower than him is the best way to describe. They needed help and they looked up to him.
To be honest, I feel like yeah, I think I'm doing this somehow.
and friends, I guess, that like think he's wonderful, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it could be this, or I look at it sometimes because I feel like in my inner circle, I don't want to feel like I'm competing with anybody. Because whenever I feel like I'm competing with someone, I feel like I'm start to really I want to win. Makes sense. So I think everybody wants to win for sure. But if you want to win and you feel like this person you're competing with them, then you're not really. I feel like it's not really a good relationship, and it's not healthy. Or yeah, from my perspective, for sure. So I just want to keep people like I don't feel like I'm competing with maybe a successful person, but not in my field, so to speak, or not. Not a direct competition. I don't want to I don't want to have someone in my inner circle with a direct competition. Yeah.
But it's interesting that you're aware of it and you're trying to change. Do you know what I mean? Like you're trying to kind of fix it, I suppose.
Yeah, I really don't know from where this came. Like being really continuously thinking about that stuff. I really don't know. Maybe I'm just like born this way. I don't know. But actually, it's funny because my father, I believe, he's not really self-aware person. Like he lacks self-awareness to a very strong degree. And he's not really I don't know. I feel like my dad is always think of himself as right, always correct, always right. See himself as a god, basically. Like, yeah, I'm always right. I'm never wrong. Um, maybe this part of me developed from this. Like, as I told you, I feel like my dad was doing every mistake that I needed to avoid. So maybe one of it is trying to self-reflect on my issues.
Yeah.
because I don't know. I really feel my dad was doing a lot of mistakes and was treating my mother badly, and it was treating a lot of people bad actually, and I was never admitting. He had this ability, like never admit that you're wrong. I don't know if he believes is wrong inside of himself, but never admit it. Like, yeah, I did this mistake. I did
Yeah.
never.
That's the big question. That's the one that I have as well with the issues with our dad is, does he actually, when he's by himself, you know, as he is a lot now,
Yeah.
does he know that he made these mistakes? Does he really believe that he is as amazing as he portrays to everyone else?
You know what is crazy? Because when I get older, like when I would talk with him sometimes, he's like, yeah, but he really remembers every bad thing he did, and whenever he speak about it, like he starts with, yeah, maybe I did this mistake, but he end up with, but no, it's this person. Yeah, this person did that. It's not my issue because this person did that. It was just a reaction to this person. You know what I mean? Like it's always other people's fault. Never.
Not his fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's the wall, right? That's what they're using to cover the blame from themselves. They're deflecting
yes,
on it everyone else.
yeah, exactly. It's always everybody else's fault. Always, never his fault.
Far out, man. It is crazy that that your parents, you spend your whole life kind of becoming whatever your parents sort of did to you. You spend your whole life heading towards it or moving away from it. That's kind of your entire life.
Yeah, right. Because yeah, exactly. Because maybe if you're treated, uh, I don't know, like not by a narcissistic trait or whatever, maybe you could just like achieve more, right? Or you just be a happier person, and you just not really care about, yeah, let me fix these issues, right? It's crazy.
But I mean, it's that probably, and me as well. I think I've got a big quest for self awareness, like I mentioned before. But I think that came from a lot of this stuff because I as well think that both parents are completely unself aware. They have no idea of how other people see them.
Yeah, yeah,
And almost two
Yeah.
different spectrums. Like the mum's a bit paranoid. I think the dad's not paranoid. The dad kind of feels like he's the center of the universe and everything moves around him.
yeah, exactly,
But
exactly.
it starts with with not being aware, and so I think that's one of the reasons why I've spent so much time trying to be as aware of how other people see me as possible.
Interesting. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think you're a narcissist, or are you just being?
I don't think I am because but the thing is that so my thing is that like I know I feel compassion and empathy and things like that for a lot of people.
Hmm.
I'm a manager, so actually risk and compliance manager at a
Oh, that's cool.
but I've been managing for years, but I start my whole management style with empathy. It's the main thing that I go with, and I make a point of my job as a manager is I always say you should fall in love with all of your staff. They're your team, they're your staff. You should fall in love with all of them because it's your job to not only lead them but also then protect them and give them the best chance for success.
That's very cool.
And these are not narcissistic traits, so that's why I don't think I'm narcissistic, but I do worry about having genuine or ingenuous feelings. I worry about that. But
That's interesting. That's interesting.
So you start off being nice and then you turn into an asshole.
I worry about things in the same way as you, like that idea of am I doing this for my own benefit? But and sometimes I'll be like, maybe I am, maybe I'm not.
Yeah, it's very difficult, right?
Yeah, but in the end, I know there's enough things where I'm compassionate and that sort of thing that I know that I'm definitely not a narcissist.
Interesting.
I know that.
Yes, it's really difficult to know exactly if you're doing it for your own benefit or not. But I feel like if you're ending up doing, if the action is basically for the positive, then yeah, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if you're doing it for your own benefit or
Yeah.
or just because you're a good person. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But as long as you're happy with yourself, or you can live with yourself, and that's the issue that you've got, right? Like, you talk about the not being able to feel satisfied with things, and then you're obviously spending a lot of time worrying about these things. So you want to get to a point where you don't have to do that.
Yep. yeah, but I really struggle with this a lot. Like, yeah, you don't really, I don't really feel happy because actually, from where I came from, I feel like, yeah, maybe it's really good achieving what I did so far, but you still feel, yeah, but you still feel like, yeah, this became the norm. So what is next? Or yeah, you struggle a lot with this. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that's all you can do is just keep struggling through it until you.
Not struggling.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
but
Yeah.
sometimes you wonder. Sometimes you wonder whether the end, right? Like maybe there's no end. I don't know.
There's no end. I think that's the secret is there is no end. It's just
Yeah.
a big long march towards death, and then you.
Jesus.
But to put it nicely,
Nietzschean time is a flat circle.
Yeah.
That was, yeah.
yeah,
I think things get easier to manage.
yeah, but it's because you get better at it.
And stop and smell the roses every now and
You got
again.
more knowledge of
Yeah.
how you are. Is that your dog?
Sorry, that's my daughter.
Jeez.
All
She's
right.
yelling. I'm sorry.
All right, I might look at stopping this up here soon. Is there anything else we want to go for before I stop the recording?
No, I think I've got no more questions. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, no, I'm the same.
I've got everything I need. Is there anything you wanted to go? Do you have any questions for us, or do you have anything that you wanted to get off your chest or anything?
No, actually, it was a pretty good conversation. Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I hope you too.
I did, and I hope that you don't feel like I'm your insubordinate and get off and be like these fucking assholes on there. They were so shit below me.
I really enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you. Yeah, please give me more admiration. I would appreciate it.
Oh, no.
You sound like a very beautiful man as well. I can't.
Oh no.
All right, I'm going to stop this. Don't get off the line yet because this program I have to stop it and then it'll upload all the recordings. So I'm going to stop it now.
Since recording with Enihcam, I've thought a lot about our conversation, and if the label narcissist is one that fits him, I think maybe because I enjoyed our interaction and social media has taught me that all narcissists are unlikable, inhuman monsters, that I don't want to put him in that category. But then I thought about a conversation that I had with Terry Bly on episode 13 of the
He
podcast.
doesn't have those feelings anymore. He's just that person.
I've kind of unofficially, this is not research backed, this is me and my experience as a psychologist. I've kind of categorized people into like redeemable narcissists and irredeemable narcissists, where there are some people who have a lot of those narcissistic traits, but they don't want to anymore. They get to a point where they don't want to be like that. And so now they try to work on it. Those are I call them the redeemable narcissists. And then there's the irredeemable, where they just don't have any access to that. Like you're just not going to get anywhere with them.
Yeah, we're not going to get anywhere with Dad for sure.
But is it because they're trying to be better, or is it because they've realized that what they're doing isn't working out well for them, and so they're then becoming better to essentially be better for themselves?
I mean, it's all on a spectrum, right? And I think you get both. I think they're both.
So if I want to label Enihcam, I might use Terry's term and call him a redeemable narcissist. But if I want to be precise, he's probably just a dude who sits somewhere on the long and complex spectrum of narcissistic personality traits, who I enjoy talking to and would absolutely share some Korean fried chicken with. But putting all that aside, I do think that I've found a new unicorn to hunt. The irredeemable narcissist. Next time on Walking on Eggshells with an Emotional Vampire.
She flushed his drugs down the toilet.
Oh my God.
And you don't do that with someone who suffers from addiction, especially if they're an evil person.
And a cokehead. It's not like a chill drug.
Right. It's not weed. This is coke. Like, this is on the same level of like meth or heroin or like, shit like that. Like, it's very dangerous. And what happened is he lost his mind. He broke into her house or apartment at the time and he took a hammer and he beat her in the head with it.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support is greatly appreciated. Walking on Eggshells with an Emotional Vampire is recorded, edited, and produced by me, Lucas Shaw. Thanks for listening.